Hi there. Did you know I'm shooting this video on a smartphone which has got 128,000 billion times the memory of the computer that I had back in the early 1980s. We are in a digital world where the pace of change is just going crazy. One of the executives from Google recently said that the pace of change now is going to be the slowest that we'll ever see in our lifetimes. We've got a massive change in the way that human beings communicate, that businesses communicate, and how we can engage with the customers and the stakeholders that we have. As a result, many organisations are really struggling. They can't reorganise, they can't plan, and they can't meet the basic needs of what those businesses were set up to do in the first place. Well, my name is David Taylor, and I'm the Chief Training Officer for the Digital Company. My job over the next few minutes is to try and give you a little bit of a roadmap to tell you how you can help your organisation grow and thrive in this new digital era. The key thing with all of these things is to have a plan. And what I've come up with is what I call DNA 6, which is a very simple 6-stage strategy which you need. And it's made up of 6 different elements. These are strategy, culture, content, community, advertising, and data. First off then is strategy. You've got to have a decent business strategy, not a marketing strategy or a sales strategy, a business strategy. What is your digital presence like? What's your footprint like? Who are your customers? Where are they? How are you going to reach them? How are all your marketing channels working for you? What's the return on investment of each of them? What's the long-term plan for your business? If you think of an organisation like IBM, they took a very brave decision 20 years ago to stop doing the thing they were known for doing, which was to make computers. And they went into consultancy. Why? Because they took a long-term view and they realised that people would eventually stop buying computers in numbers. So the strategy is very important, and it's the base upon which everything else is built. Secondly, though, you need to have the right culture in your organisation. If you and those around you really don't get digital, you don't really get social, don't enjoy it, if you stifle creativity, then your business is really going to suffer. And ultimately, that strategy that you've lovingly created will never come to fruition because no one really believes in it. So you've really got to think about how you can inspire change within your organisation. How can it ease the logjams? How can you break down a lot of the silos which will naturally appear in your business? Next up then is the content. And content is also really important. Now, I would argue if you've got a really good strategy and you've got a creative culture within your organisation, then content really shouldn't be so difficult to create. But you need lots and lots of content because it's going to power all the different channels that you've got. It's going to drive traffic to your website. It's going to form the basis of what you put onto social media. It could be used internally on an intranet or a WhatsApp group, and also, really importantly still, is going to be used within traditional advertising and marketing, etc. But you need to think about where that content's going to come from, how you're going to create it, who's going to create it, all of these things. So content, really powerful. Next one up is community. Dare I say it, social media is made up of 2 words, logically, as you'd think. But one of them is social. It's about being social. See? It's not rocket science. However, lots of businesses say they do social media, but they don't actually enjoy listening, engaging, analysing, reaching out to their customers. And it's about being social. It's about managing your sites. It's about engaging with your customers on a regular basis, and if needs to be done from a mobile device or needs to be done 24/7. If that's what your customers want, that's what you're going to have to give them. So that's the whole community aspect of the plan. So the final two are advertising and data. So what we've done, we've gone through a series of steps. We've got the right strategy and the culture, which now creates the content. You've got really good content, which you can then start to use to engage with your customers. But you may need a little bit of a leg up and a help to do that. And that's where advertising comes in. Now, many people will think that Facebook is still very much a social media site. And in many ways, of course, it is. But if you're in business, I see it very much as a targeted ad platform. And Facebook gives you a wonderful array of different tools in which you can advertise your product, services or brand on a variety of channels. So what I always say is you've got to understand how online marketing and social advertising can interface with each other and really turbocharge your business. And of course, you need also to have a decent budget set aside behind. The final one then is data. You need really, really good data. Now, there's huge amounts of data out there. It's about how do you capture the data that you need to grow your business. Now, there are lots of free ways of doing that, and there's a number of paid ways of doing that. But ultimately, like Tesco with their club card, you need to try and understand who are your customers, what do they want, what will they want in the next 5 or 10 years, which will ultimately help you turbocharge and build your business to the future. So 3 takeaways I'd like to talk you through. Number 1, you must innovate. Business is about innovation, about doing things differently, about being really creative and coming up with new ways of reaching out to your customers. Secondly, you've got to constantly educate yourself, educate your staff, and in some ways educate your customers about what you need to do. And then finally, it's about relating to your customers. What do your customers want? How do they want to engage? What will they want? What products may they want in the future? So it's about relating. At The Digital Company, we offer ways of training you to be able to incorporate all of this into a proper business plan. So if you want to find out more, do check out our website. Thank you very much for listening. Look forward to talking to you next time.